Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Marvel Legends series Sugar Man Build-A-Figure Waves X-Man. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have Build-A-Figure Sugar Man. Assortment numbers 4 and up. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. The Age of Apocalypse. Marvel Legends series. Nice big window showcasing the figure and the Build-A-Figure pieces. X-Men. X-Man. Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, nice artwork of Apocalypse and X-Man. Nate Gray. And same artwork on this side. And on this side, looks like practical photography of the figure. And it says Marvel Legends series up here. X-Man. Nate Gray travels between dimensions armed with astonishing psychic powers. And Build-A-Figure Sugar Man. Some kind of stamp number in there. Here's the cross sale with the completed Build-A-Figure numbers here corresponding with which figure comes with which piece. And this is a whole Age of Apocalypse wave. So you have AOA, Jean Grey, X-Man, Sunfire, Wild Child, Weapon X, Morph, and the Dark Beast. Each sold separately, subject to availability. Attention! Especially don't stick things in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Warning, attention, Octoon. Don't stick things in any other language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Marvel print, Hasbro print, small, fine, legalese, made in China print. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Well, let's take a look at the figure and his accessories, which consist of the Build-A-Figure pieces of Sugar Man, 2 of his arms, and I do have to say, nice molded details in it, double hinge pinned elbow, in and out hinge at the wrist, and for the most part, a nice looking piece, and pretty much same thing can be said for this one. This one has some rings, he's pointing. Nice paint app there. So, unfortunately, I did not finish Sugar Man, but that's okay. So, let's take a look at the figure. And it's got some paint apps here in the front, the white for the hair. This is an extra piece that's glued on. And then for his eye, you can kind of see it's white for when he's using his power. Everything seems to be molded in this color, and then these stripings, highlightings, whatever you want to call them, are all paint apps, except for maybe the belt. The belt's molded in that color. Paint app, paint app, paint app, paint app, paint app. So, that really does it for the paint. I mean, the sculpt is okay. This piece is an overlay. And then again, like I said, the belt seems to be a separate piece and it moves freely. So that's one of them things you have to watch out for. It might move out of position. And overall, I have to say, you know, it's a pretty decent sculpt, especially for the time. Let's take a look at his articulation, and he's got that kind of mauve bowl haircut, except he's got hair down here. But anyway, here we go. It's on a ball and hinge, so he looks up that far. He looks down that far. He's got some chicken neck, folks. He's got some waggly waggle. He can do the full exorcist. 360 degree rotation at the shoulder, and the arm comes up to approximately 90 degrees there. Cut at the upper bicep for 360 degree rotation. Double hinge pinned elbow. And we get that much bend out of it. So not bad, especially for a jacketed arm. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on in and out hinge. And the other side is an in and out hinge as well. It's got that standard Marvel Legends, Hasbro Marvel Legends ab crunch. Allows him to lean back that far, but you can see, you know, it's kind of gappy now. And then forward that far, which doesn't really matter because you can't see. It's gappy, but you can't see it. So there is that. 360 degrees of rotation at the straight cut of a waist. And I thought he had a cut here as well. It looks like he did, but it didn't because the jacket is covering it up. And that's just the standard ab hinge. So that's my bad. So at the hips, he can give you that much of the splits. He can kick forward, not quite 90 degrees. Backwards, not even a half a step, it looks like. Maybe a half a step. Cut at the upper thigh, 360 degree rotation there. Double hinged pinned knee for that much bend, And at the mid shin, there's a boot cut, or at the upper shin, I should say. And then at the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and oops, he does have a forward facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his Build-A-Figure pieces. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Marvel Legends series, Age of Apocalypse, Sugarman Build-A-Figure Waves, X-Man. With the Marvel Legends series, Sasquatch Build-A-Figure Waves, Cable. And the Marvel Legends series, Zabu Build-A-Figure Waves, Cable. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Marvel Legends series, Age of Apocalypse, Sugarman Build-A-Figure Waves, X-Man, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Marvel Legends series, Sugarman Build-A-Figure Wave from the Age of Apocalypse wave, X-Man, I have to say this is only the second figure I think I picked up out of that Age of Apocalypse wave. I believe Legion was in that wave, and I picked him up as well because, you know, Legion's in the regular books. X-Man comes over, and I will say I do kind of regret not getting a hold of the Dark Beast, and possibly even not completing the Sugarman Build-A-Figure wave. But in the long run, and I mean completing the Sugarman Build-A-Figure, not the wave, but which, you know, anyway, kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? But I picked this one up because, you know, I thought it was a cool character at the time. You know, he pretty much has run-ins with every X-Man, X-Team, X-Person in the 616 universe when he ends up over here outside of the Age of Apocalypse universe. And, you know, that's okay. I thought it was kind of a cool character. It was cool to see what Nathan Summers would have been like had he not gotten the techno-organic virus and was able to reach his full potential with his mutant power. So that's kind of cool to see that. And now I'm not going to say I'm super, you know, I'm not super duper fond of his costume or anything like that. But I just felt like it was a piece that I needed for the X-Men. And so I picked it up. And of course, I don't hate Age of Apocalypse. You know, the idea of it's kind of cool. But I'm not the biggest fan of it either. And I think the storyline went on too long. I think that's really what got me, because I didn't read it when it came out. That was pretty much when I was getting out of monthly comics at the time. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't go in for that, because I've read some of it since then, and it's just too wide of a story for the time frame that they published it in. And I think just that storyline, I think it went on too long, even though the scope of the story and the time they told it was too small for the scope of the story they were telling. But anyway, I digress, I suppose, which is what I usually do in these final thoughts. But so I picked this guy up because, you know, I just thought it was cool. I thought he was a cool character from, you know, reading, not necessarily back in the day reading comics, but, you know, somewhat more recent. And so, you know, I thought the idea of the character was kind of cool. So, and, you know, the figure itself is okay. It's not the greatest, but again, it's kind of an older figure at this point now. It's plastic-free packaging, so, you know, it does have a little bit of age to it. Even though I just opened it up, it's been sitting around waiting on me to review it for a while. But anyway, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much. Excuse me. For supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.